Hello, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a condition that, honestly, quietly threatens the vision of millions and millions of people all around the world: age-related macular degeneration, or as you'll hear me call it, AMD.
I want you to just imagine for a second. What if the face of someone you love started to become a blur? Or what if the words in your favorite book just seemed to, I don't know, vanish right from the center of the page? You know, for millions, this isn't some what-if scenario. It's their daily reality with AMD. And it really shows us exactly what's at stake here. So let's pull back the curtain on this silent threat. To really get a handle on its impact, we've got to understand what's actually happening inside the eye. I mean, what even is the macula, and how does this condition start its slow, damaging work? Okay, think of your eye's retina like a giant movie screen, while the macula, that's the 4K ultra-high-definition center of that screen. It's the part that gives you every single sharp detail you see. AMD is a disease that goes right for that exact spot, and it usually starts as the dry form, which is kind of like a slow, gradual fading of that central vision. But for some people, it can progress to the wet form, and that's where vision loss can be incredibly sudden and severe. Now, this isn't just a personal health issue for one person here or there. It's really a quiet pandemic that's unfolding all across the globe. When you zoom out from the individual, the sheer scale of this crisis, it just becomes crystal clear. And honestly, the numbers are almost hard to believe. So back in 2020, there were 196 million people living with AMD worldwide. Just let that number sink in for a moment. 196 million. And then, get this, because our global population is aging, that number is projected to absolutely explode to 288 million by the year 2040. This is not some far-off problem. It's an accelerating crisis that's happening right now, under our noses. And if we look at where this crisis is hitting the hardest, the breakdown is pretty stark. I mean, yeah, it's a global issue, but the burden is not being shared equally at all. By 2040, Asia is projected to be the absolute epicenter, with a mind-boggling 113 million cases. That's more than a third of the world's total. And to put that into perspective, just look at the staggering gap here. The number of cases projected in Asia completely dwarfs those in Europe and North America combined. This isn't just a random statistic. It's a massive, flashing warning sign. It's a clear call for urgent, region-specific healthcare strategies to get ready for what's coming. Okay, those global numbers, they're overwhelming. I get it. But what do they really mean for you or for your family? Let's bring this whole thing down to the personal level. Because understanding your own risk is really the first step toward taking control. So let's look at what you can and, well, what you can't change. Look, when it comes to your risk for AMD, there are some cards you're just dealt. Your age, your genetics, your ethnicity. You can't change those. But, and this is a big but, the most powerful factors are the ones you have control over every single day. The choices you make about your lifestyle, from smoking to your heart health, that's where your power truly lies. And if you doubt for a second how powerful those choices are, just look at this. Smokers face up to a 4-fold increased risk of developing AMD. That's not a small number, that is a 400% difference. It's probably the single most powerful piece of evidence we have that directly links lifestyle choices to the health of your eyes. It's incredible. So knowing the risks can be a bit sobering, for sure, but that is not the end of the story, not even close. In fact, it's the beginning of our action plan. Right now, we're going to shift from just understanding the problem to actively fighting back. Let's talk about a proactive plan to protect your vision. All right, our proactive plan has 4 key fronts. First, it begins with being vigilant. Early diagnosis is absolutely critical. Second, it moves to lifestyle, tackling those risks we actually can control. Then, third, we get to one of our most powerful weapons, nutrition. And finally, number 4, we take this fight public by championing awareness for everyone. And out of all of these strategies, there's one you can literally start using at your very next meal. The science on this is really clear. The food we eat can form this powerful protective shield for our eyes. It can even potentially slow down AMD's progression. So, what should be on our plate? Well, key antioxidants like vitamin C and E are totally essential. Then you've got lutein and zeaxanthin, which you find in leafy greens. They act like internal sunglasses for your macula, which is pretty cool. Omega-3s, they fight inflammation. And then there's this powerful spice you might not expect, saffron.
Yeah, saffron is really emerging as a true game changer for eye health. We're seeing clinical studies that show this amazing antioxidant can actually improve how well the retina works and how sharp someone's vision is, especially for people in the early stages of AMD. It's just a fascinating and totally natural tool to have in our protective toolkit. But our defense plan doesn't just stop with lifestyle and what we eat. On the horizon, a powerful new ally is emerging. So let's look to the future for a minute and see how technology is poised to completely revolutionize the fight against AMD.
You know, artificial intelligence is already here, working behind the scenes in eye care. AI algorithms are now analyzing retinal scans with a speed and an accuracy that can actually surpass human capabilities. It's giving doctors this powerful decision-making tool. And maybe most importantly, this tech is the engine for telemedicine, breaking down geographical barriers to bring an expert diagnosis to literally anyone, anywhere.
After all the science and all the statistics we've talked about, what are we really talking about here? I think it boils down to this simple truth. Your vision isn't just about seeing things. It's about freedom. It's the freedom to connect, to navigate the world, to live on your own terms. Protecting it means protecting your independence. So, we've seen the problem and we've walked through the path forward. From what you eat to advocating for new technologies, the solutions, they're really within our grasp. So the only question left is, what's your first step going to be to see a brighter future?